New year, same BS, as in Bachelor's of Science, and the other one as well. So we are in the 4th day of January, yay! And I decided to do an update. Well, I actually had wanted to do this update since like before Christmas, but I haven't gotten to it because I've just been like, meh. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it now. Because I think last semester we were left in suspense. Like, what did Michelle do? Or not really. But I guess a recap of that was last semester, as in this past fall, right? I decided to drop all my classes, right? I wanted to do a medical leave of absence, but it was just a leave of absence. And I had tried to stay enrolled for the semester if I was able to get into the classes that I needed, right? I think I had mentioned it in the prior videos that I need this one class. It's MSc 248. It's a CAD class. And that class is a prerequisite for literally the rest of my upper grad, like finishing classes. And so part of the reason why I couldn't get that class was because it wasn't offered. So it was actually spring, right? The spring. I don't remember now. It feels so long. And so I didn't get into any of the classes that I needed. So I was waitlisted for, or enrolled in 6 units. And I was like, it's kind of pointless to take these classes if I don't have the one class that's like absolutely critical for me to continue with anything the following semester. So I had tried seeing if I could take it at my community college, and that didn't work out as I planned. And so ultimately I was like, this is too overwhelming, and I had to focus on my job at the time because, you know, this whole pandemic situation. So long story short, I didn't take any classes, and I had reached out to my academic advisor throughout this entire process because I was like, I want to make sure that, you know what is going on. And that was that, right? And then I had the whole like owing $300 thing that happened early in October, November-ish, and I reached out. My case went into this like appeal process so that I wouldn't have to pay it. They denied me my case after I had sent like, I have a whole like portfolio essentially of like everything that's happened to me since I've been here at CSUN, like the whole getting my admissions revoked and then them saying that no, your admissions was never revoked, and having to crash all these classes before the semester started when I first transferred, having to take out a personal loan to pay for those classes when I didn't have to do any of that, and then later on just every semester having a hold on my account for whatever reasons, you know, whether it was a financial or like a tutoring, or, you know, the one that we have to do like what's it called, not tutoring, academic advisement, and stuff of that nature. And then recently, the fact that my major wasn't manufacturing systems, they had me as a management degree, and I was like, no, how? So that I couldn't register for the classes I needed because they didn't even have me in the right program, and now to now, right? Like I have another hold on my account. It's for academic advisement. I had reached out to my academic advisor saying, hey, like, I have a hold on my account. Like, typically what happened like the first semester, right, is that your academic advisor has like all the students in whatever, you know, year they're in. And the student, like our program, our department office reaches out to us and says, hey, we have these slots available, and like they'll send us like a spreadsheet or something, and we like write our name in for this time slot, and like that's how it goes. The past year they haven't been doing that. I don't know why. It's just like a random like we'll see what happens kind of thing. That's what it feels like at this point, right? And last semester I reached out to my academic advisor and said like, hey man, like this is like not acceptable, because like I get it, it's you're a one man for this whole like team of us, right? Like I don't remember how many students are in our program, and like I mentioned in the other video, we're one of the smaller like majors on campus. So I get it, it might be overwhelming, but at that point, that's an institutional flaw. Like, they should hire other people if we're, like, not serving our students adequately, and causing all these problems. And so I reached out to my academic advisor again, saying, hey, like, I need an advisement before the semester starts so that I know what classes I can take. And while looking for the classes that I need, remember that class, MSc 248, that CAD class? Yeah, so it's not offered this spring. I don't know why. It's a spring-only class, and it's not being offered this spring. So I was like, why aren't we offering this class? Like, what am I going to do? Am I not going to take a semester again because, like, y'all are dropping the ball? I genuinely don't know what... I'm laughing, but I'm dying inside. Okay, like, I'm on here trying to make light of the situation, but this is nothing to, like, be laughing about. This is absurd. I should be done with my degree by now, right? Like, closer to finishing. Like, this is going to be my second year there. And I should be, like, 75%, right? I should be taking another semester in the spring or whatever, and, like, but no, that's not the case for me at all whatsoever. And I'm just like, what do I do at this point, right? And that's literally the premise of all these videos. It's what do I do, right? As a sole student, I've reached out to people on my campus, right? I've emailed the VP, the president of the university. I've reached out to the dean of, like, student life, and I don't get responses. I don't get a concrete, like, this is what we're going to do. There's no accountability. And whenever, like, especially with, like, the recent issue with, like, financial aid or cashiers, whatever, and I, like, called them out on like, the lack of accountability, it was kind of swept under the rug. The issue was resolved, but not the way it should have been, right? There was still no formal or, like, an actual, like, email or, like, response saying, hey, yeah, you're right, we effed up, and that doesn't go on here at all. It's kind of like, oh crap, we did that, someone fix it, and and I have a huge problem with that, right? Not only that, but the fact that this happens to a lot of students, not just at my institution. It probably happens disproportionately at my institution, and that's unacceptable, right? Like, because CSUN is a predominantly Hispanic campus, right? We get money, right, from grants and stuff to support students, especially, not only that, but, like, a lot of the students on our campus are, like, first generation college students, or we're, like, low income, like, financial aid, like, fully funded, right? So it's very problematic on a lot of scales, or for many reasons, right? And again, it comes down to, like, what can be done, and that's the $1 million question. What can be done at this point? It's not just for myself, but, like, other students. And I've reached out. I've had students reach out to me, they're like, hey, I'm in a similar situation, and it's frustrating because for those of us who go on into this journey of pursuing higher ed, like, we already know it's difficult. Like, this isn't an easy process. College is hard, and it's a lot harder if you're a, whether you're Black, Indigenous, or, person of color, Hispanic, whatever, Latinx, however you identify, right? It's a lot harder. So I don't, the more that I struggle here in academia, and I've said this before, like, the more I end up hating it, because, like, if you read papers, and how the institution, or just academia, it's called, like, the ivory tower, like, it's there's an attempt to disconnect it from, like, reality, and, like, there's this whole rhetoric that it's progressive and it's changed and it's like revolutionary even, but it's not. It's really not. You have like these false promises of promoting change and like reform and who knows what else, but like it feels like non-existent as a student, right? Like you see all these programs, but there's all these like crevices and cracks where they fall out, and like there's no follow-up, there's no checkup, and you know, it's crazy because like I've been able to work the opposite side, right? Where I worked in a department at my community college where I got to see that end, right? Like how does the institution try and get to every student? You know, what of our programs that currently exist, how can we address that? You know, how do we close that gap and make it equitable? And it's hard, I get it. Yeah, you have a whole team of people trying to resolve these issues, but even this team is like stopped because you have these processes that exist that are like, oh, well, we'll have a committee, and in that committee we're going to have a bunch of people just talking about potential change but not really do anything, right? Very, very rarely you do get concrete and like powerful change that moves us forward, but it's not at the rate that it should be happening, right? So right now I'm just ranting about all of this, you know. Ultimately, what am I gonna do? I have no freaking idea. Like the semester starts sometime in January, like the 20 something of this. I should be stressing out, and I am, but I'm also kind of just over it. Like this is absurd, to say the least, right? I've said that time and time again, and because it doesn't change, it doesn't change. I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm just upset. Very upset. Very, like, just... I just want my degree at this point, you know? I want to finish my freaking degree. I want to go into my program, right? Like, I want to go to grad school, but definitely not at CSUN. I don't think. I can't do it. I can't. So it's annoying. But yeah, that's the current update. We're trying to figure out what the heck I can do. And I think everything's gonna be online again. And that's another hurdle, you know, like how we've been handling all of this in this pandemic poorly. But we already knew that. So yeah, that's the update. Try to keep it short, sweet, simple, you know. And I'll just keep y'all updated. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm always ranting on there, talking about it, and you know. Actually, I did do that a lot. So, yeah. Like I said, I'll keep y'all updated. I don't know. What are we gonna do? $1 million question, as always. So, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.